Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Pageant Live. I'm Stephanie McGreen, and tonight's guests are going to be giving you great tips on how to control those nerves when you are competing. And I'm really looking forward to the advice that they're going to be giving, because I know how nervous I get before I compete, before I step out on that stage. But before we hear this great advice from our beautiful panel, let's meet these lovely ladies, starting with Kamei.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Kamei. So glad to have you with us tonight.
Thank you.
Kamei, can you tell us your title?
Yes, I am the American Beauties Plus Lifetime Queen 2013.
Well, welcome. So glad to
Thank
have
you.
you with us.
Thank you.
And Denise, let's move on to you.
Hello, beautiful ladies and all our viewers. I am Denise Johnson, your Miss American Beauties Plus Queen 2013.
Well, welcome, Denise.
Thank you.
So great to have you. Felicia, let's move on to you.
Hi, Stephanie. Hello, ladies. You look fabulous.
And so do you.
Well, thank you. I'm Felicia McDonald. I was your 2011 American Beauties Plus Woman Queen and a 2012 Lifetime Ambassador.
Welcome, Felicia. And let's move on to you, Lorianne.
Hi, Stephanie and the other ladies. I'm Lorianne Sigler, and I'm Washington Classic Woman 2014.
Well, welcome to you, Lorianne, and welcome to all of you ladies. Now, I know that you are all from the same system. So, Kamei, can you give us a little overview of what your system is about and what you are representing?
Yes, of course, of course. The Miss American Beauties Plus pageant system is a platform-based pageant. It's a pageant that recognizes and highlights women and their platform of choice. My platform is kidney disease, making a difference and raising awareness. Both of my parents passed away from kidney disease, so it is a platform very, very personal to me. And my pageant system recognizes that and supports that platform, as well as the other ladies and their platforms as well. We are committed to the full-figured women of the world. It is a plus-size pageant system, and we have the teen division, the Miss division, the Ms division, the Mrs division, the women division, and the classic women division. We have two queens that represent each division, and we also have an elite queen and an elite ambassador as well that are crowned every year. Our pageant system is based in Roswell, Georgia, which is just outside of Atlanta, for those of you who like the city of Atlanta. And our host hotel every year is the DoubleTree by Hilton, Atlanta Roswell.
Well, it sounds like a fabulous system. Great overview, Kamei. But now I want to ask you ladies why you chose to compete in this system.
Well, first, I have to say, not only did we all compete in the same system, we're all from the same state, the beautiful evergreen state of Washington.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you ladies get together for appearances and different events, being semi-close? I don't know if you're all next to each other in the same state, but at least you're semi-close to one another.
We definitely
yes.
show each other support and do appearances together.
Mm-hmm.
That's
We're all
awesome.
here for each other.
And that makes all the difference, too.
Well, and I know when I competed in 2011, it was sort of a challenge for myself for turning 40, and I wanted to do something kind of adventurous. And I have to say, it was an amazing experience. I've met amazing women, and I'm so blessed to have had them brought into my life, and I'm still in touch with everyone. And I had been in another system and met someone who competed and won, and she's like, girl, you got to check this out. This system is fantastic. And it was such a wonderful feeling of camaraderie that I can't even describe how amazing it is. I mean, you know, everybody wants that, you know, we want the shinies. The shinies are fabulous. But you get so much more than just the shinies. You get love, true love, all around, and there's nothing like it.
And that says quite a lot about your system, because that's not always easy to find in the pageant world. So awesome, very cool. How about the rest of you ladies?
Well, I joined not expecting ever to go into pageantry, but I joined because our own Kamei, I met her and I asked her many questions regarding the pageant, and I liked what I heard about. The biggest thing was that it's a platform-based pageant, meaning 50% of our score is based on platforms. So we're not just talking beautiful women, we're talking women that are the overall picture that represent. We're regular women, and we represent the wide spectrum of women in the plus-size community. We not only seek to look our best, but we seek to do our best in all that we can, and to share our love and our platforms and make a positive difference in this world in whatever way we can in serving others.
And that's fabulous. You know what? I love to see queens making a difference, promoting their platforms, and, you know, just creating such a change that we need to see in the world. So awesome. My hats off to you, ladies.
I definitely agree with the ladies that our pageant system is definitely a sisterhood. I myself have been on a life-changing journey through weight loss, education, and just being ultimately the best me I can be. I myself was also recruited by Kamei McClure, and she also was my pageant coach. And through our partnership and her guidance, she really taught me the industry of pageantry. And we have a great system from our Queen Mom, Miss Angela Howe, who created a system where there's not that bickering back and forth. It's really a partnership and a sisterhood. So I'm grateful to be a part of ABP, and I definitely encourage other women who are out there wanting to be their best selves to join American Beauties Plus pageant system and join our sisterhood.
And a wonderful sisterhood it is. And Kamei, way to go. Awesome. It sounds like you are quite the role model for these women.
I do my best. I do my best.
Well, I think I'd like to echo Denise's sentiment, and she's absolutely right. I encourage any woman, you know, you never really realize what you are capable of until you step out of your comfort zone and do something like this. Like we said, it's platform-based, and so you have an opportunity to get the word out about something that's near and dear to your heart, and you meet all these beautiful women who are doing the same thing, and you can work with each other. And there's even, like, you know, opportunities to shine as far as, like, the scrapbooking and categories and the talent categories, and just so people can see that just because we're not a size 2, we are very rounded, well-rounded, and wonderful women and teenage girls who are capable of doing anything we set our minds to.
Fabulous. Love it. And I loved what you said about you never really know what you're capable of until you try it. So great advice to everyone. And Kamei, what about you? Why did you choose to compete in this system?
Well, my pageant journey it definitely has a story behind it for sure. I took a local title here in Washington State and competed in a different pageant system prior to me taking a title with American Beauties Plus. And I took first runner-up in that state pageant, and at the end of it, when it was over, I realized that it just wasn't a pageant system that was in alignment with my vision and my purpose and what I wanted to do. Although it gave me great perspective and really showed me what pageantry was really about, because I honestly had no idea the power in being a title holder and the responsibility that comes with that. So when I took first runner-up, you know, in my first pageant system, I knew I wanted to continue. My platform was extremely important to me and extremely personal to me, and I was actually coached as well in pageantry, and my pageant coach at the time was familiar with American Beauties Plus, and so she had kind of directed me, you know, to ABP and connected me with Angela, and had a conversation with Angela, decided to take a state title, represent Washington State about 3.5 weeks into it, and traveled to Atlanta in 2012 and competed. And as Felicia was saying, the first pageant system that I participated in lacked the camaraderie and the sisterhood that I kept hearing about that existed in pageantry. And I was a little reluctant coming into American Beauties Plus because I hadn't been a title holder very long, and I didn't really know anybody, any of the other delegates or even the reigning queens, and also being new to pageantry. But when I got to Atlanta, you know, I went by myself. I got to Atlanta and I walked in the door of the hotel, and I was immediately greeted with so much love and so much respect and so much adoration. It had felt like I had been there, you know, years earlier. So being a lifetime queen, you know, I'm here for life. I'm not going anywhere. I'll never leave the system ever.
Well, that's fabulous. And I loved how someone took you under their wing, brought you in, and now you're doing the same to other women, making a difference. And I think that's fabulous.
Yes, yes. Well, we are only as good as the people we bring with us, and I can stand on my platform by myself, and you know, although that's a great accomplishment and there's a lot of success to celebrate in that, what kind of an example am I being to other women? So if I don't have women that I'm bringing with me, you know, I feel that it's really a disservice, you know, to other women in my community. We actually have another sister queen of ours, Miss Fralisa McFall, who couldn't join us today, but she was another woman that I spent time with and coached and brought to nationals last year with, well, this year actually with Denise and I. She won a national title as well, which created the Washington State Trilogy when we came back from nationals, and that was a huge, huge success for the three of us together as a team. Had never been accomplished before in the state of Washington, so we're all very, very, very proud of that, and you know, we continue to be an example to other women across the world.
That is wonderful. And it sounds like you have such a special sisterhood between you.
We do.
It's really so amazing, and I know you're going to be nervous. So someone who's going to do this for even if it's your first time or your 40th time, you're going to be nervous. That's just natural, you know, and getting up there, getting that question, you're always terrified it's going to be like, you know, Miss Congeniality when they ask her, what's your perfect date? And she says April 24th or whatever. But like for myself, I've done a lot of performing because I'm really shy. I've done a lot of singing and dancing and theater, and I still get nervous every time. Even, you know, I belly dance, but I still get nervous every time we're about to take that stage. And you just remember to have fun with it. Keep breathing, and I know for me a tiny bit that helps me is that I wear glasses, so I don't wear my glasses, so everybody's just the slightest bit blurry, and I'm a little less nervous with the eyes on me.
That's a good idea. You could just pretend that there's nobody out there if you can't see them.
Oh yes, just do it for yourself.
Love it. Well, and I know that I get nervous. I've been competing since I was 9, and I can tell you that I still get so nervous. It's crazy. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing all the tips that you can give me as well as all of our viewers on how to calm those nerves so we can compete the best that we possibly can on stage. So ladies, what other tips do you have for us?
I know for myself, I've competed in 2 pageants. I started competing this year, 2013. And for me, when I'm nervous, I like to meet other people. And one, you're all backstage and you're all nervous together, so everything will be fine. I like to have my headphones in and I'm listening to Daryl Coyley, No Fear. It's something that calms my nerves, calms my spirit, and lets me know that there's no fear in God. Just walk in confidence, be brave, and at the end of the day, it's a competition, but you're also there to have fun. So have fun, shine, and be the woman that you are. With or without a crown, you're always a queen.
Love it. Great advice. And I love the whole jamming out to music. I know sometimes before I have a big event coming up, I do that. I put on certain music. It kind of helps get me in the mood. I'm not quite so nervous, so that's a great tip. Love it. What else? What other tips do you have for us?
I pray and I do deep breathing exercises before I go on, and I just try to think about being the very best me that I can be. Yes, it's a competition, but I'm not looking around at the other ladies and trying to compare myself to them. I'm trying to compare myself to me and be the best representation of me that I can be.
Wonderful.
That's exactly right, Lorianne. That's a perfect way to look at it. To me, you're competing against yourself, and you know, like I said, you're always going to be nervous, but you just keep breathing and take your time, and don't feel like, you know, when they ask you that question, don't feel like you have to just start talking and you ramble on for 20 minutes and then nobody knows what you said about anything. Take your time, breathe, think about what the question is, and formulate a thought before you start to speak, so then you don't find yourself rambling.
That's right. How about mentally? What do you ladies think about? Is there anything that you imagine or envision or you're thinking about specifically that helps you out?
Mentally, it would just be, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mentally, it would just be, at the end of the day, you've prepared and you've practiced for months in advance. So it's time to shine, and you just get out there and you just really give the audience that confident, tall, strong person, and just be yourself and have fun.
That's great. I know once upon a time someone gave me some advice, and they said, you know, you can be as nervous as you want, as you are, but if you go out on stage and just pretend like you're not, act like you're not, nobody else knows that. They don't know it. Only you know it on the inside. So it kind of made me think, you know, nobody knows. Nobody knows how I'm feeling. They don't know if I'm nervous. So I should just go out there, be confident, and pretend like I'm not. But
and that is very true, Stephanie, because I know when we, like I said, we dance, when we perform, my teacher always tells us that. She says, you know if you've made a mistake. Nobody in the audience knows you made the mistake because they don't know what the routine is. So as long as you're still shaking something, you're doing it absolutely right.
That's right. I agree with you. And I've also thought before, I compare, let's say I'm getting ready to go into an interview. I compare, well, gosh, you know, this isn't the most nerve-wracking situation I've ever been in. Look, I've done this. This should be a piece of cake. So mentally, I try and talk myself into it and say, oh, it's not that bad. This will be easy. It's not, you know, it's not the worst thing you've ever done. But yeah, I mean, I do get really nervous, you know, every time. Any other last tips for our viewers and me?
Well, I think it's important that people just remember. Oh, I'm sorry, Kamei. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I think it's important, thank you, that people just remember that even though we've prepared, you know, that each section of the pageant is a small section. That, like the question part, that's maybe 2 or 3 minutes. If you can survive that 2 or 3 minutes, you've got it made. Just take it in little tiny pieces and just make it through each section, And I don't think anybody in the history of pageants has ever died of embarrassment on stage.
That's right. And take it bit by bit. I like that. And Kamei, what were you going to say?
Well, I would share that, you know, there's only one you, and whatever pageant system you're representing, whatever, you know, city or state that you're representing, you know, be confident in who you are and the message that you're sharing with the world. And there's no comparison to that. There's no other Felicia. There's no other Lorianne. There's no other Denise. You know, we are all one in our own uniqueness. And that's why you're there. You're there to represent who you are, your message, and the difference that you want to make in the world. And, you know, your story and your journey and the storms of your life and how you've survived. And I think that, you know, if you focus on that and concentrate on that, I mean, there's no mistake in you and who you are.
I love that. Such great advice. What a perfect note to end on. And ladies, thank you for all of those fabulous tips. I know I'm going to be remembering them the next time I'm getting all nervous, and I know our viewers will too. And before we go, I'll give you each a moment to wrap up, so whatever you'd like to share with the viewers, any last words you'd like to leave us with. So Kamei, let's start with you.
Well, Stephanie, I would just like to thank you for giving American Beauties Plus reigning queens and title holders an opportunity to be interviewed on PageantLIVE. We are all on social media. Myself can be found on Facebook, American Beauties Plus Lifetime Queen. You can also find me on my website, www.americanbeautiespluslifetimequeen.com. I also recently launched the Miss Kamei Show. I am a radio personality, so Facebook /themisskamei.com.
Awesome, very cool. We will definitely check that out. And Kamei, thank you for those very nice words. And I want to say thanks to you and all of the ladies. Loved having you on and loved having you talk about your fabulous system. So thank you, Kamei.
Thank you.
And Denise, let's move on to you next.
All right, Miss Stephanie. I can be found on Facebook at Miss American Beauties Plus Queen 2013, Denise Johnson. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss ABP Queen. And I am also working with Kent School District for the next couple of months for the PASA program, which is a educational parental academy for parents who are guiding their children through education as well as their careers in the future. It's an amazing program coming to our community, and I'm really excited to extend the positive community and education to the Kent School District, and I'm just happy that you were able to have us on PageantLIVE today.
Oh, thank you. And Denise, good for you. That is awesome, and thank you for joining us. Loved having you on. And let's move on to you, Felicia.
Well, I want to echo their sentiment and say thank you so much for having us. And I know all of the ladies who are competing or considering competing are going to be so happy to have these tips to deal with their nervousness. And I just want to tell any woman, no matter how big, how small, how tall, how short, how young, how old, how able, if you've ever thought of doing this, do it. Because what you're going to get back is so much more than you could possibly imagine, and take that chance because it's going to pay off. And if you have, like Kamei has her platform that's near and dear to her heart, share that message with the rest of the world, and share the message with the world that, like I said, we are well-rounded and very round, and we're going to take over the world.
Awesome. Thank you, Felicia, for joining us. And, you know, you're right. You only live once, so live it up, make it worthwhile. So if you're thinking about it, contact these ladies. If you have questions, you want to compete, do it. Do it. Lorianne, let's move on to you.
Yes, thank you for having us on the show. It's a great opportunity to share with other women. And what's special and close to my heart is the reason that I am doing this, and that is that all people are of value and worth. God didn't make them junk, and this is despite their past or present circumstances. And I love sharing that. I've had people actually cry when I've shared it, or hug me or thank me. And I love going everywhere I can and sharing that message. And I love sharing about our pageant system. And I never expected in my wildest dreams to be doing this. I am 52 years old, and I'm loving every second of it. And I would encourage any woman, no matter what their age or size, no matter how confident they are or not confident, you will gain confidence and you will gain self-esteem. And I believe you will gain more than you're actually even giving, even though you're giving a lot.
Love it. Lorianne, thank you so much for joining us. And I loved what you said right there. Even if you're not confident, keep doing it. I think with experience comes confidence. You grow, you learn, you become more confident just by practicing, speaking, getting out and doing those things. And you ladies are fabulous. I love how you're working your platforms and making a difference in people's lives. And thank you for sharing all of the fabulous tips with our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. And also,
thank you, Stephanie.
Oh, thank you. And thanks to the viewers for tuning in. You can visit us at PageantLIVE.com. Be sure to check out our recent interviews with Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. Very excited about that. And this is our last show until the new year. We are taking a short break for the holidays. So we will be back again on January 7th. So until then, everyone, be sure to shine bright like a diamond. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.